you. We're at the Hot Springs Trail. I just want to show you here. Artisans come from Mexico, just across the Rio Grande, and leave these out for people to buy. They've made it illegal to purchase these. They can be confiscated from you. Dave just reminded me that you can do a border crossing. It's down close to the Rio Grande Village Campground into the town of Boquillas, Mexico, and apparently these are available for sale down there too. You do have to declare them when you come back across the border. I guess this Ernst Ridge Trail goes to the Rio Grande Village Visitor Center. We're going to do the quarter-mile trail down to the Hot Springs. We are in the Hot Springs Historic District. At one time, there's actually a post office here. Homesteader J.O. Langford built these structures ahead. He arrived from Mississippi in 1909, stricken with recurring malaria, spending his last pennies seeking health and fortune. A rustic riverside resort, so others could experience the waters that he claimed healed him. We got a house, post office, motor court, that would have been like a motel. There is rock art along this trail, and the trail takes us to the remains of the bathhouse that was built over the hot springs. I believe Dave just walked into the post office and store.
Pictures. There was a mail carrier. Weekly delivery to the Hot Springs Marathon Series 1930.
So the mail came in once a week.
There's Maggie. She run the store.
Nothing left on the interior, really. Now, this would have been what they call the motor lodge, so the motel. Flourished from the 1920s to the 40s. Rooms were $1 per day or $6 per week. Hot Springs baths were 25 cents each. Makes you wonder how many more were here, because these walls are continually crumbling. Almost also makes you wonder how'd they get up there. Probably the walls were in a different configuration than before they fell off. There is the hot spring. There's somebody swimming. I don't want to intrude on their privacy, so I'm just going to show you it from up here. We're going to go down and get the temperature. I'm going to turn the camera off for that. So the two-story bathhouse was actually built on the foundation that you see here. It's long gone. It was built in such a way that the flooding didn't take it out. You can see it's angled into the river there. I kind of wish we brought bathing suits. That would have been cool. So right now the air temperature is showing, there's been in my backpack, about 63 degrees. I can feel the heat on my fingers. I'm right at about 100 degrees. Going to do a little more off-roading this morning. We're going to head down Old Maverick Road here in Big Bend National Park. We're over by the west entrance today. That's where the road takes off. It's going to be supposedly a shortcut to St. Elena Canyon, which is somewhere we really had on our list that we wanted to visit. A little disappointed we can't kayak there like we did last time we were here because the water flow is so low. But it's still a beautiful area. There's a small hike we can do down there. And then we're going to see what else we can find to do today. So Old Maverick Road is a shortcut in that it saves you about 30 miles as opposed to taking the paved road to St. Elena Canyon from the west entrance. Although I think the time is probably about the same. You can see how washboarded this is here. So you drive very slow and the views are fantastic. Be sure to stop by doing this hot tail. The structure you see here on the left is a homestead. Luna was allowed to live here after the park was established till he died in 1947. He raised a large family in this very small structure. We were lucky enough to be able to do a kayak trip in this canyon when we were here 6 years ago, January 2019. The day we had set up to do a float ended up was enough water flow. The first day that year there'd been enough water flow for a commercial venture to do a float. We did it with Big Ben hiking and floating, Big Ben hiking and rafting, something. It was a bucket list item for me. I had seen this on a National Geographic documentary when I was a kid and knew someday I was going to do it. The St. Elena Trail starts out easy here, nice flat walk. There is a creek crossing you have to do. We saw people try to cross here off to the left. When we were here before, it was very muddy. We watched a YouTube video the other day of somebody trying to cross, and they decided to cross up farther because there's bentonite clay here. Very sticky.
Calcite crystals.
There are a lot of signs along the trail talking about the geologic things that you see, as well as the flora and fauna of the area. We've got fossils. That's the Rio Grande below us. And the historic St. Helena Canyon. Mexico on the other side. We're staying in the United States. Didn't say anything.
Oh, yeah.
It was the crow. The raven, I'm sorry, the raven. Yeah, that's one thing. You don't want to leave packs unattended out here. Backpacks. We saw somebody the other day. Would they leave it on a picnic table and walk away for a few minutes? Or in a vehicle? With a
Bicycle.
Oh, on a bicycle.
Yeah, on a bicycle in the Everglades.
Yeah, that's right. And the ravens saw him get into that pouch, and the next thing you know, they're over there trying to get the zipper open.
One of them had a granola bar.
Did he actually get a granola bar out?
Yeah, it was, hadn't got the wrapper off of it yet, but he had a granola bar. Here 6 years ago.
I know Dave he's going to want to talk. He always wants to say something. I do have to call him out, though, because he says, we're not going to fight and walk down to the river. Well, guess what? The trail goes down to the Rio Grande. So here we are. He just dipped his toe in the Rio Grande.
When we were here kayaking, the water was up probably chest deep on me here 6 years ago. A little bit down right now. I actually have a picture on my phone here from this area. It's cool the way the rock layers in here. You paddle up, but you'd swear that you're falling at really steep, but it's not. It's the layers of the rock are actually running uphill. It's a beautiful one here. I mean, the water level's up. It's a great paddle up through here.
But it's a nice hike this morning too.
Yes.
As you come into the Rio Grande Village, if you make a right, you're going to see a small park on the left. They call that the Rio Grande Village RV Park. And that is run by Chizo's Mountain Lodge. And that's where it's booked, chizosmountainlodge.com. They are smaller sites, very cramped, but they do have boat hookups. If you make the left of the village, that takes you to the Rio Grande Village Campground. You can see the pump station on the left. This is where we stayed. Very limited the number of sites we could get our big rig in. This is booked through recreation.gov. They've got pictures on the website that you can see the size of the sites, as well as trees and that kind of thing that might be a problem with the big rigs. There are also some YouTube videos. There's a really good one where somebody does a walkthrough and shows you each site and the limitations. We did see some wildlife while we were staying in the RV park. We saw the roadrunner, and then the next day we saw the coyote. And then what really amazed me was the family of javelinas. They're very hard to find in the park usually, but I guess because there's humans and food here, they tend to congregate here. I think it was in the afternoon. We saw them 2 days in a row as we were coming in. And as always, let's keep rolling.